Welcome back, everyone, to the Texarkana Bandits Dynasty here on College Football 26. And, well, there's only 2 games left, and it's Senior Day today as your Texarkana Bandits take on the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette. And, I mean, we've seen how the year has gone. We looked surprisingly good at the beginning of the year. We had what we thought this team would be in the middle of the year. And they've kind of been the competitive but not good enough to win team here lately. So what are we going to see out of the Bandits in the last 2 games of the season, especially on Senior Day, where we have a good chunk of seniors, most of which on the offensive line. Keep that in mind when we get to the offseason and recruiting. You'll get an even bigger look at that exactly. And the Texarkana Bandits are at the bottom of the Sun Belt now, but they will play Appalachian State, so if Appalachian State does lose to Marshall, hey, it's a battle for the worst next week, which is great. Let's talk, though, about the Raging Cajuns. Bill Davis is their top player on offense, the sophomore running back, 5'9", 235, and very solid back. He is more of that beat-em-up guy, which, you know, I personally love to have as my workhorse back. But we'll see how much damage he really can do against us this season. 12 touchdowns on the year is great to see, and we've struggled against very good running backs. So he could be a definite problem. However, defensively is where their best player is. Tyree Skipper, the free safety. He is the bigger problem, given picks have been an issue this year. So, I'm terrified of number 4 on the defensive backsides. That's just easily the worst possible thing we can see, is a safety being the top defensive player on an opposing sideline. Maybe next to an edge rusher because, well, you can't trust this offensive line right now, can ya? Let's, though, go down to the hideout as we are off in this one. And it's going to be Monty back to return to start. And he's going to get it up to the 20. Not up to the 25, sadly. And I'm sorry, up to the 16. My brain is everywhere already today, it seems like. Just see the impact players there. Jordan Lawson, the top offensive weapon for the Raging Cajuns, as that right there is a nice run for Channing Bain. And there's number 37, redshirt freshman, and by redshirt freshman I mean currently getting redshirted, Ryunosuke Woods. He'll be seeing a couple of carries. Got decked on that first one of his. Is to the air we go, and well over the head of Inaba, as that'll bring out Bill Davis and this Raging Cajuns offense. Great starting field position. No real surprise there. As the Raging Cajuns start with the screen, and that got everybody confused. A 9-yard pickup to start. It looked like we had a really good chance to shut that down quickly. Did not work out that way. As a deep shot here, got behind the defense. Little Mac can't keep up one-on-one with wideouts, and that shows it right there. As Robertson scores, and the Raging Cajuns go up in 2 plays. Now keep in mind, Louisiana Lafayette's been one of the top teams in the Sun Belt this whole season, so this should come as no surprise to anybody, I would think. As here we go, the offense back out there, and they make a mistake right off the bat. That's going to be a false start. Seen a ton of this from players with low awareness. When you're trying to audible, they'll jump early. 1st and 15. That's a check down. Inaba hauls that one in, and at least it's a 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 9. Hamilton. Once again, the mesh concept, and Inaba was wide open. He goes the other way. It's time for 3rd down and 9. Do we have a big play in the arsenal? It's a screen setup. It did not set up well. That was an absolute failure. And once again, great field position for Louisiana Lafayette after the punt. And the check down to Davis. Gonna pick up the first as he fought through Mars Milano. So a new set of downs. It's a handoff, no play action, and that goes to the tight end, and that so far has been the best defensive play all day. 2nd down and 7. It's another screen. This is a 1st down pickup with ease. This is what happens when you don't have the speed and awareness to really handle it. These guys, I will remind you, most of them, have never played football before. That's a great sack from Bikel Bouchard. And that right there is number 10.5 on the season, I believe. 2nd and 17 now. Hand off. Bill Davis goes nowhere, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Thank you, Bikel Bouchard, getting us really in this spot. And there's the pressure from the other side. That's Sterling with another sack. He's the one big bright spot on that defensive line, given he's only a freshman. And he has had a phenomenal season getting to the quarterback as a rush tackle. So can you believe it? The Raging Cajuns have to punt. And the punt is obviously a boot. You know I don't show punts unless something crazy happens. And that was a hell of a coffin drop, essentially. As Channing Bain, though, turns it into a nice 1st down. 1st and 10. Hamilton goes to the screen here. Or, I'm sorry, it's an RPO, but sets up a wide receiver screen, bubble screen, and it works out quite well. 1st and 10. Good blitz pickup. That's another catch for Monty. And how do you guys like the uniform selection here? Purple pants, midnight tops, and the white helmets. I'm not going to lie, the white helmets look really nice on the midnight tops. I'm very surprised. 3rd and 6. Hamilton finds his man, but he can't hang on. Falcon drops it. And that's going to force another punt. That was the best real drive they've had so far, I'd say. As a nice catch there already puts him in very manageable 2nd and 2. It's a quick throw, and that's going to be a 1st down once again for the Raging Cajuns. 1st and 10. RPO, and it's another pickup. And no, I'm sorry, they are saying he lost yards because he tried to stay in bounds. We'll take it. Into the 1st quarter, we're only down 7. That's the positive. And also, they have negative 10 rushing yards. Now, the sack did a lot of that work, but we'll take that as a positive too. Let's hope we can bounce back a bit here in this 2nd quarter, though. 2nd and 11 to start the 2nd quarter of action. Pump fake right off the bat. And that is caught. Walker Howard has had a very good day so far. If you want to know how good, he hasn't thrown an incompletion, I believe. As that right there is another nice pickup. Gain of 4 off that last run. 2nd and 6. Down he goes. Howard falls. Bikel Bouchard. I was so excited about that 11th sack that, got the name mixed up. But he came running right through. He's having a hell of a senior day, and good on him for it. 3rd and 13. Can they hold him? Down he goes. It's Burton Lavelle, the other senior on the D-line. There you go. It's always senior day that fuels these seniors. But Burton Lavelle and Bikel Bouchard, the reason that the Raging Cajuns have to settle, and it keeps it at least a lower 2-score game. Kicks up, it's right down Main Street. That's going to make it 10-0. And once again, I've said it so many times this season, we've been here before. We can't act like we haven't. First and 10 for Jaden Hamilton, the gun. He'll take the snap. Plenty of time, finds his man. That's Shaq McBath picking up the first. So first and 10. Hand off to Rowand, and he's going to pick up 3, and Frankie banged up after that one. He's been through a lot this season. A bit surprised that this is really the first time we've seen him get banged up in a game. He would be fine in the long run, so no real issues there, as that's a good catch by Monty for the first. First and 10. Hand off here to Bain. Bain got the first, and the senior running back having a good showing as well on senior day. So now in near or in field goal ranges. What a catch! Douglas Falcon makes the catch with the defender right in front of him. There we go. We need more of that. He has been our #1 receiver this season when it comes to the actual wideouts. And I mean, he's just going to get better, hopefully, as that's the second sack of the day for the Raging Cajuns. Second and goal. Underneath, Monty going to get him closer. And that'll make it third and goal from around the 9. Hamilton the empty. And this one is incomplete, as they'll have to settle. Pellegrino's kick is up. It is good. And that right there at least puts us on the board. We don't have to worry about another shutout. I will live with that. So first and 10 for the Raging Cajuns with 5:09 left to go in the first half of action. And this, a quick throw over the middle, gets him 6. Already over 100 yards for Robertson. He had the big play to start the day. As Howard looked like he was going to run, just checks it down to the tight end. That gets him close to a new set of downs as Davis is in the ballgame at running back. Hand off to Bill Davis. He goes nowhere. And it's the best field position of the day now for Texarkana. Can they do something with it? It's the question, as that's incomplete. Probably the best situation there. Second and 9. 3:16 left before half. Somebody call Stone Cold if you don't mind. As that's Inaba. He picks up the first. First and 10. This one caught again. That is Giuseppe Rocco making the catch. Second and 6. This one caught again. Looks like Inaba. Or no, I'm sorry. That's Falcon on the catch. First and 10. The only bad part of the midnight jerseys. Tough to see the numbers sometimes. As Ryunosuke Woods, though, picks up 7 off the screen. The freshman getting his first snaps of the season. Certainly isn't going to play 4 games. We know that. And he's looked pretty good in those first few snaps, as that's near a new set of downs. Do you go for it? 3rd and inches. I thought it was 4th down. Never mind. I'm Tom Brady messing up the numbers here. As the keeper from Jaden Hamilton, that's a 1st and more. 1st and 10 with just over a minute left on the clock. This one is caught. Rocco with the first. They might cap this off in the end zone with the way this drive's going. Flag flies, though, and Channing Bain moved early. Who expected the false start out of the running back? First and goal now from about the 13. Underneath again, Monty has a bit of a pickup there, gain of 7. So second and goal. Hamilton, just over a minute to go before half. Can they cap this off? That one knocked away from Falcon. Third down and goal. Over the middle, Connie Naba, touchdown Bandits. Apparently, the vocal cords didn't like it, but you know what? I like it. It's a tie ball game now, thanks to Jiro Inaba. He's been surprisingly a solid enough pass catcher as a number 2 tight end, and it has been great to see. So a tie ball game with 56 seconds before half. Handoff doesn't go far. And a timeout taken by the Bandits. I mean, they get this ball back at some point. Maybe you get a chance to add a field goal. I don't know. They go play action, though, this time around, and that's a catch by the tight end and out of bounds to stop the clock. Now, if you're the Raging Cajuns, that timeout from Texarkana helps. They're going to take a shot. Howard, no, electing to run with it. And he'll slide down just shy of the mark, and they'll take their last timeout. So the only way to stop the clock now is out of bounds, spiking it, and getting first downs, really, as that's a big one right there. 1st and 10. They spike it. 2nd and 10 now after the spike, 28 seconds left. Pressure sent down, goes Howard. There we go. It was Oliverson with the last sack there as Howard finds an open man. Can they stop him? They will. Milano gets there, and they are going to try and get this snap off. 3, 2, 1. They do get the snap. Howard moving in the pocket. He breaks off a would-be sack, continues to move, misses everyone. Incomplete. We're headed to halftime all tied up. It got a bit scary there right before half, but it's 10-10. Bandits and Raging Cajuns. I'm not going to complain one bit about that. I don't think any of us expected to be in this ball game like this. I also don't think any of us expected Ohio to start fighting us for Eric Boudreaux right now. He has been our guy from the get-go. Now there could be a problem. Luckily, D'Angelo Coco, no other arguments for him right now. Let's hope it stays that way. These 3 stars are our top seeds. We need to bring them in. We need something to be top-tier talent in comparison to our other talent. Greg Slay still waiting for those bigger offers. And we are in a recruiting battle for Robert Ojeda. So that is a big thing to watch. It's us and Louisiana State, as Tony Pryor we're also fighting for with Wyoming. So fun times there now, isn't it? Now visits for this week. Kyle Monk, the 2-star linebacker, is here for this game. He's also got some help with Jamie Garcon and Elias Ramirez. We won't really talk about Elias Ramirez. He's a 1-star linebacker. Not much needs to be said there. But Jamie Garcon is a 2-star safety. And let's hope he likes whatever's going on. I can only hope. As it's a 10-10 ball game, so at least they've got a good game to watch so far. We need to make it just a little bit better with a surprising upset win. That's all I'll say there. Second half underway here. Raging Cajuns were able to take advantage of some things in the first half, but we tied it up, and that's all that matters. It's a 4-yard pickup to start things. 2nd and 6. Quick throw, and that is caught, but Robertson doesn't go far. 3rd down and 5. Showing blitz are the Bandits. They drop back. Pressure sent all the way across the field. That's caught, and it's a 1st down. That is rule number 1. Don't do that. We let them do it, and it worked. Unbelievable. So 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard pickup after the 1st down picked up on the absolute tomfoolery that was that screen pass. Either way, 3rd down and 5 now after a gain of 3 for Robertson. Can they get a stop? Howard to the air, connects. Robertson's got the 1st. Another big play for Robertson as the handoff goes to Davis. He's breaking off tackles, and that's going to be a nice pickup of 6. 2nd and 4. Davis in motion. Quick throw his way. And that is going to be just short, they say. 3rd down and inches. Can they hold the power back? They cannot. He pushes his way through, and that is going to bring up a new set of downs. And you look at the clock. Louisiana Lafayette has taken a lot of clock off of this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 4. Raging Cajuns had a man in motion for the play action. Howard just going to keep it himself. Slide down just shy. 3rd and manageable. Man in motion's Davis. Pressure sent. Caught. Touchdown. That right there might just be the ceiling of the deal if they can't keep pace. Louisiana Lafayette with a great drive ending in a Robert Williams touchdown. They killed a lot of clock. They got down the field. They scored 6. And now the Bandits, I think, have to answer. Hamilton looking to throw underneath. That is caught. Inaba having a day. 2nd and 2. Hamilton takes the snap. Quick throw here, and that doesn't go far. As Ryunosuke Woods in the game, 3rd and 2. Looking to throw, plenty of time. That one's caught. Shaq has just enough for the 1st. And that right there will be 200 completed passes this season for Jaden Hamilton. As a big key point here so far, he hasn't made any mistakes. I know I just jinxed him, but he so far hasn't made any big mistakes yet, as that one sails over the head of his intended target. 2nd and 2. Quick throw, once again, sails over the head. That was Neptune Rollins, who was wide open. 3rd and 10. It's a screen. That does not work. And they are going to go for it on 4th and 11. I think this says exactly what this year's been. You got nothing to play for in the long run. Take your chance, and that one cannot connect with Shaq. He might have had the 1st if it did. Either way, it is a new set of downs here. Or a new drive, I should say, for the Raging Cajuns. As 2nd and 10 after no gain by Bill Davis. And this one's Robertson, who was slowed down at first but gets a little bit extra there on the back pedal. 3rd and 6. Howard going to throw into the flats. And that's going to be enough for the 1st. 1st and 10. Howard goes back to the flats, and Davis has a nice 4-yard pickup. That'll take us to the end of that 3rd quarter. It was literally all Raging Cajuns. Barely any Texarkana in that 3rd quarter. So that says all you need to know about how this 4th quarter has to go. Keep in mind, though, Raging Cajuns already in field goal range. 1 quarter left to go here. 2nd and 6. Raging Cajuns go down. There's a big sack by Buddy Gordon. A huge, much-needed sack. As Buddy Gordon takes down Howard, and it is exactly what we needed. 3rd and 11. Can you just force him to settle is the question. It's to the flats. There's a flag on the field. That's not going to pick up the first, that's for sure. And it's not going to matter anyways. Illegal touching. So that's going to move them back a bit. And that is going to mean they settle for another field goal. Kicks up. It's good. And the Raging Cajuns up by 10 again. First and 10 for Hamilton and company. Can they get something going here? You came back from 10 earlier. Can you do it again? Falcon can't hang on. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Hamilton underneath. That one just dropped by Rocco. 3rd down and 10. They need a good play here. Shaq McBath has enough. A new set of downs. Yunosuke Woods in there, running back. Underneath again, it's Giuseppe Rocco. 1st and 10. And it's another throw Rocco's way. Hamilton took a shot on that one too. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4. We're just staying in these tight sets. Just taking advantage of the underneath, as that's not going to connect and there's a flag anyways. This is going to be a rare pass interference. We've seen that happen a lot this year. That's the first pass interference on that this season. So, 1st and 10. Shaq with another catch. It looked like Rocco was a bit more open, but either way. 2nd and 1. Screen setup. Nowhere to go for Rowand. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And down goes Hamilton. He just got taken down with ease. 4th and 12. Can they pick up the first somehow? Deep drop, incomplete. Well, it's back to the Raging Cajuns, and with 6:41 left, I think just about anything might seal this game away, as Bill Davis can't find anything there. Hand off again to Davis. He's able to avoid one, but gets taken down by a group of Bandits. 3rd down and 7. Howard to throw. Pressure coming. He finds his man. It's Williams, and he's got the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Raging Cajuns. Put the fork in us. We are done. That one right there just seals it with 5:23. You're down 3 scores. I mean, unless a miracle were to take place, there's no way this team's coming back from this one. Robert Williams with his second touchdown of the day. 1st and 10. Jaden Hamilton underneath. It's a short pickup, but it's a positive gain of yards, and that's really all we can hope for. 2nd and 6. Going on the run. That is caught on the run. That's Douglas Falcon making the play. One of the biggest plays this year by him. First and 10. Play action. Hamilton into a crowd, and it's picked off. And he couldn't make the tackle either. Well, I said it earlier. He hadn't made any mistakes. I also said I jinxed him saying that. Looks like that paid off. Commentator's curse hits again. I mean, given I somewhat know what's going to happen, sometimes I forget. And I'm not going to lie, I knew it happened. I just didn't remember when. First and 10 here. Already in field goal range of the Raging Cajuns. And we'll see if they find 6 again or not. Howard hands off to Davis. Big pancake block by the Cajuns' offensive lineman. 3rd down and 10. Possibly the last play we'll see this game as they at least make the stop. Sullivan David on the tackle. And with 2 minutes left, they bring out the field goal unit. Kicks up and good. It's a 20-point ball game. I think that says all you need to know. This game right here, it's over. 30-10. The Raging Cajuns absolutely dominated. Walker Howard had, I believe, 1 or 2 total incompletions. You saw the 96.4% completion percentage. It looked so good at halftime, didn't it? It looked like we had a chance. I don't know what happened in the second half. This team fell apart, and we couldn't keep it competitive. And overall, Hamilton, I thought, had a pretty decent outing. 1 interception. We've seen him do a lot worse. But the underneath stuff was working. The mesh patterns were getting the job done. But suddenly, we couldn't stop them at all, and nothing was changing that. A rough senior day for a couple of seniors, but a bright spot for a few in the way of Piquel Bouchard, especially, and Burton Lavelle, both getting sacks on the day, and Bouchel's part of things, 2 sacks on the day, and capping off the season with double-digit sacks. So, if we were talking legitimate looks his way for draftability, I mean, you'd think about it late in the draft, maybe, because he has found a way to get there. Also, Oliverson got a sack in his last game in the hideout. So, there you go. Positive, we did get George Vasquez. So, the 6'4" possession receiver has verbally committed. That is a huge get. We add to a receiver room that just needs more talent. On the downside, we did not get Tony Pryor. He will be a Wyoming Cowboy. That sucks. Positive, we still have that fight for Ojeda. Let's hope that the game against Appalachian State can help us out in that regard. It's the last game of the season, and let's hope we can end on a high note. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time.